Man, it's been a long time. Hope y'all can hear me. I don't have much up right now, but it's gonna be a good show, man. I got the different vibes going on. Make sure the mic's set up right. But yeah, man, back in the studio. I wasn't supposed to be here, but I'm here. Been cooking up, been in sessions all day. Super dope. Welcome to the Producer Spot Podcast, where we spotlight producers and give producers a spot. Um, I'm super excited for today's show. We got a guy, man. He's going to be joining us shortly. That is just, I mean, he has some records dropped for the past couple of days, man, and it's just been going crazy. So y'all just stay tuned, man, because it's about to be bananas. Okay, bananas. Um, I hope y'all tapped in and got the watched the last show. We had Lo-Fi on here, and that show was crazy itself. Um, it was just super dope to like just connect with bro and um just see what he has going on and all of that, man. This has been a journey. I'm super excited, man. Let me know who's watching, where y'all from, and all of that. And we're gonna do something special, man. We're gonna do something special. I promise you that. I promise you. It's about to be something special. I'm actually gonna take these off because I don't want to have those headphones on right now. But yeah, man. Yeah. How are y'all today? It's a good day. Today we're gonna talk. We definitely gonna talk about placements and connecting with a team and what it's like to be a part of a squad. And we just gonna vibe out, have conversation today, man. I'm excited for just what has been happening with the different things that we've been doing and different people and different places we've been a part of. So it's gonna be a very interesting show. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be exciting all at the same time. So I'm excited. I'm glad that y'all could join us. I'm glad. Shout out to you. We got YouTube. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Spotify. I mean on we're live on the YouTube, Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We are also live on a lot of other places too. So it's been a journey, man. I started this podcast to like I said, spotlight producers, and my goal honestly has been to build up the team to be something special. Um, so like I just want y'all to know like I'm here for y'all. Y'all tap into the chats. We're not here to put anybody down. My goal is to make sure that y'all have all the sauce at the end of the day. Because if you don't get the sauce, and if I never, I'm gonna plug in my computer. If I don't give you the sauce, or not even just me, if you don't get the sauce from the people that you need to get the sauce from, then you'll never have it, and we'll never extend our services out to more people. So that means that the squad, the professionalism, the quality of production will never grow. So we have to continue to build the quality of production. And the way that we do that is we have to push it out to the people. We have to tell people what's going on. We have to show people where we are. We got to show people what we're doing. Like that's the only way we're going to grow. And we have to make sure that people know that this is how you do it. This is how you grow. This is how you be better. This is how you push out better quality to your people. This is how you connect with artists. Like this is what you do. So it's important, man. It's very important for you to do that. So I'm excited. Um Super pumped. So let's just jump right in while we wait for Spaceman to join in. So I don't think I've officially introduced myself. So let me do that today. So my name is Aye Jonez. I have been producing, for those of you that don't know me, I've been producing for about, it's really been close to 10 years, 8 to 10 years. I've been producing since about 2010, 2012. And my mission has always been to be a producer, to be an engineer for myself. I started this production journey out to produce for myself. Like I literally started producing so that so I can do this for myself. And it's been probably one of the most interesting journeys because I've grown from producing for myself to then producing for artists to now like building a platform to educate other producers. And like that's literally what I love, man. I love to educate, I love to connect, I love to build. So like, man, like I'm super excited to just continue to build this platform to be better. Super pumped. Um yeah, and I mean if we don't, honestly, bro, like I honestly, like I want y'all to know, like please tap in, have conversations with me. I'll overview just like the first joint that we had. First week we interviewed TNT. TNT is one of the biggest YouTube producers out, definitely going crazy. We got the next week we had Lo-Fi. Last week Lo-Fi has been going crazy, just production in general. And then this week we should have Spaceman joining us soon. I haven't seen him join into the chat. I'll probably shoot him a text or something shortly if he doesn't join in. But like I'm really really thankful for this show, because I know it's helped out a bunch of producers, and it's really connected the dots in a lot of different ways. And I think the music business, and I can have this conversation with myself if I have to, the music business needs people to drop the sauce. If we don't never drop the sauce, then I believe that the music business is going to die. And the only way that we can make sure that it doesn't die, the only way that we can make sure that it continues to grow and be better, is if we continue as the people who came before. Not even saying that we're old heads, not even saying that we have done this before or anything like that, but just knowing that the people who have the knowledge are passing the knowledge on to the next generation of producers, to the next generation of creators, to the next generation of um people in general. So just know that that is the biggest way that we can push out what we need to push out, because if we do that, we're able to now make a impact and change the culture. We're able to push out more information to the culture that is honestly in a state that needs to be just given more. So um let me text him now to make sure, see where he's at. Um, let's see who we got tapped in, man. Somebody talk to me. Somebody tell me what y'all got going on. Where you from? Where you tuned in from? I'm trying to catch all of the pages at once. If y'all hear the music in the background, I got a few producers in town from out of state. Cooking up with a couple artists in the city of Cleveland. City of Cleveland. So yeah, somebody, everybody tell me where y'all from, where y'all tapped in from. I have all the tabs up to see where people are tuning in from. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm excited. I'm excited. I know I keep saying I'm excited, but it's a good day, man. It's a good day to create. It's a good day to vibe out with other people. And it's just a good day to be grateful, man. Like I've been having so much. I've been so creative, and y'all know me. I'll tell y'all in a minute. Y'all need to be consistent with y'all stuff, man. Stop playing with yourself. Like you have to be consistent. Be consistent no matter what. And I'm probably gonna cut all of this out before when I put it on the podcast. when I go to the services and stuff. But like, I just want y'all to know, like, be consistent, man. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Everything you do, stay consistent. Never stop being consistent. Never stop being consistent. Continue to push, continue to grind, continue to make your boss moves. Never stop being consistent. Consistency is key. Consistency, honestly, is the key to your success. No cap. Consistency is the key to your success. The only way you're able to be consistent is if you continue to make sure that you are. It's the only way. Only way that you can be consistent is if you actually just put in the work to be consistent. So, man, never stop being consistent. Never stop pushing. Never stop grinding. Never stop doing what you love. Never stop looking at it as. Never look at this as a job. Always look at this as what you love, and always do it as what you love. So I'm excited, man. I'm actually gonna play a song, and just a few artists I work with, I have on, just so y'all can hear, some stuff, man. Just while we just vibe out. Today's gonna be a real simple day, nothing crazy. I also not playing any music that I do not own rights to. I'm only playing stuff that I own rights to, and it should be a good time. Let's see, who do I want to play first? Play some people I just recorded. So this is a producer I work with from Portland. Again, this is only while we wait. And if he doesn't join in by 7:30, then I'll just tap in with the stuff that I got. And I've been waiting to just, pour out to y'all. So but this is a producer I work with from Kentucky. I mean, from Portland, and this is song's called. They just did it the other day.
Aye Jonez cut the beat. Hey, White, you made this.
I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons.
Nigga, this that Don Dada flown. Smoking on that purple and I'm burning on this sloan. XCG that beat the gang switch up on my bro. These niggas lacking and I seen them walk up in the stove. Send them to the heaven game. Wait to get up out this stage. They still make it up on my race. Told that bitch fuck out my face. You just want my bread. You can die, I heard what you said.
I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons.
You gotta go to sleep before you dreaming. My caliber research from a legion. I'm pledging right hand on my heart allegiance. I'm from Cleveland and it's the reason. 11 Max it does, bitch, I'm from Cleveland. Say that's the key, these daiquiris, that bitch is drinking. She got a lot of ass arenas, since from Venus. Stephen Seth, Jill Curry, I'm the reason.
All inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons. I got demons all inside my head, I'm finna crash out. Pulling in the whip that's too fast, hey, you know I'm masked out. These little niggas hating cause you know I got that cash now. Cash flow is too big, you know, and damn well I'm on ass now. All these little niggas hating on me, I'ma spaz out. Pull up in a wreck, you know this shit is way too fast now. I got niggas hating cause you know I got some cash now. I don't give a fuck cause bitch I'm back now. I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons All inside my head got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs got me fiending.
Bitch, I got it off the mud, that's what I'm stepping in. I be tweaking off the drugs, I just might wreck the bitch. I got that big 4-5 on my hip, just stay heavy, bitch. And I got 30 in this clip just like it's Stephanie. Red rum murder, we gon' blow the curb up. We gon' hit you in your mans. I've been sipping syrup, I've been moving slower. I've been buzzing off them Zans, yeah.
I see demons, all inside my head got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs got me fiending. I see demons, all inside my head got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs got me fiending. I see
Now that you found out you want what you was missing.
I'm too sorry I can't fall. The song, no, I'm too sorry I can't fall. I'm too sorry I can't fall. Heavy metal, I'm too solid, I can't never fall. Gotta keep my heat on me cause the world's so cold. I got some pain deep inside that I'll never show. I swear I'm the realest and I put that on my soul. And I know that two wrongs don't make a right, yeah. And I know that I ain't been living right. And I know that I gotta keep my pipe. Just stay by my side even if I'm wrong or right. Me and my dogs all together like some shoestrings. We ain't counting favors, only count them blue things. Got a lot of drums, but we is not producing. From the cradle to the grave, ain't no recruiting. My life a movie, so they watch me just like I'm the man. SCG, we stick together, that's my family plan. 50 in this magazine, ain't no cameraman. In the trenches with them too, just like a handyman. That before designer. I said that before designer. Heavy metal, I'm too solid, I can't never fall. Gotta keep my heat on me cause the world's so cold. I got some pain deep inside that I'll never show. I swear I'm the realest and I put that on my soul. And I know that two wrongs don't make a right, yeah. And I know that I ain't been living right. And I know that I gotta keep my pipe. Just stay by my side even if I'm wrong or right. I'm not LeBron cause I swear I'm never leaving my heat. Stay on your pivot, look both ways when you play in the street. This shit for real is not a game cause bitch I'm playing for keeps. If I die before I wake, pray to God my soul to keep. 1,500 for this bag but this ain't Louis Vuitton. Poppin' perky, sippin' lean, I swear I'm losing my mind. The way I keep my stick with me, you would've thought I was blind. And I got my dogs back, it's like we share the same spine. There before the sun, yeah. And that before the sun, the sun, Let me hear that. Let me hear that.
Play that shit on TNT.
Me and my niggas, and that's how we got it. Blinking back, we sending them shots and my nigga got it. We ain't even kiss, so we ain't even in a hiding. He ain't even speak when he see me, he kept it silent. Bitch, you need the back of you stinking, you need some Trident. I'm from Cleveland and I be thuggin' just like I'm Bone Thugs. Nighttime Nighttime demons and we just thuggin', we shootin' more slugs. I've been stressing, I just need you to pass me more drugs. More drugs. I can't put my trust in you. It's me, but you made it you. Point in time, I hated you. Don't forget I'm jaded too. Can't believe I pray with you. Glock on me, I'm suited up. Drugs in me, I'm suited up. My booty really looted up. No love, she wanna feel the love. But I must find a way to make it through the day. You my ride or die, you my fate. I can't trust. In my strap, I let it bust. We get to capping his ass, ain't no fuss. Ballin' hard every day, I feel like rush. Digging and putting these niggas in graves. Tell that little boy you get skirt any day. Tell that little boy you get hurt any day. For that little boy cause I'm turning anyway. Slide on your block cause we lurking away. Blinking back, we sending them shots and my nigga got it. We ain't even kiss, so we ain't even in the hiding. He ain't even speak when he see me, he kept it silent. Bitch, you need the back of you thinking you need some Trident. I'm from Cleveland and I be thuggin' just like I'm Bone Thugs. Nighttime demons and we just thuggin', we shootin' more slugs. I've been stressing, I just need you to pass me more drugs.
Let's need some more drugs. I don't be fucking with niggas, the fuck do you mean? The way I put up, I just pop me a bean. Ahead of these niggas like I got the lead. You reaching out teeth cause it's stuck in my jeans. But go on this music and sipping this lean. Home for heads when you shooting at knees. Let around clip bitch as long as a tree. Top of got bullets just stinging like me. I'm no drugs. Sometimes I be tweaking. Bitch, I hang around thugs. What the fuck was you thinking? Ain't no one to know. He gon' shoot you for blinking. What the fuck was you thinking? You know that my niggas some demons. I cannot leave with the house unless I got my gun. Put the 30 round stick a bitch, I wanna shoot. I hope you shoot, the house was fun. My niggas some killer bitch, I found me a perk and now I'm booted up. I'm ready for what, so bitch, I'm suited up. See you at the club and we gon' shoot it up. Fuck that. I put me a burger, catch you in the club and we gon' shoot it up.
Blinking back, we sending them shots and my nigga got it. We ain't even kiss, so we ain't even in the hiding. He ain't even speak when he see me, he kept it silent. Bitch, you need the back of you thinking you need some Trident. I'm from Cleveland and I be thuggin' just like I'm Bone Thugs. Nighttime demons and we just thuggin', we shootin' more slugs. I've been stressing, I just need you to pass me more drugs. More drugs.
Little nigga stupid, man, he really try to copy. Try to play me rookie, I might have to catch a body. No, I'm out the cutest, but there ain't a Maserati. I don't need no Zans, I got bands in my wallet. Smoking some grade A, got me flying like a rocket. Bitch, my name BK, I keep a stack up in my pocket. I see demons watching from a distance, trying to stop me. Grinding by myself, this shit ain't never been no hobby. Bitch, I'm from the lick, came from the gutter, cannot top me. Yeah, no, you cannot top me. Cannot top me. No, you cannot top me. Niggas hating on me, but you know you cannot drop me. No, you cannot top me.
Blinking back, we sending them shots and my nigga got it. We ain't even kiss, so we ain't even in the hiding. He ain't even speak when he see me, he kept it silent. Bitch, you need the back of you thinking you need some Trident. I'm from Cleveland and I be thuggin' just like I'm Bone Thugs. Nighttime demons and we just thuggin', we shootin' more slugs. I've been stressing, I just need you to pass me more drugs. More drugs.
Aye Jonez cut the beat. Hey, White, you made this.
I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiending. I see demons.
Nigga, this that Don Dada flown. Smoking on that purple and I'm burning on this sloan. XCG that beat the gang switch up on my bro. These niggas lacking and I seen them walk up in the store. Send them to the heaven game. Can't wait to get up out this stage. They still make it up on my race. So that bitch fuck out my face. You just want my bread. You can die, I heard what you said.
I see demons all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiendin', got me fiendin'. I see demons, all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiendin', got me fiendin'. I see demons.
You gotta go to sleep before you dream. My caliber reset from a legion. I'm pledging right hand on my heart allegiance. I'm from Cleveland and it's the reason. 11 max it does, bitch, I'm from Cleveland. Say that's the key, these daiquiris that bitches drinkin'. She got a lot of ass arenas, since from Venus. Stephen Seth, Jill Curry, I'm the reason.
All inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiendin', got me fiendin'. I see demons, all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiendin', got me fiendin'. I see demons. I got demons all inside my head, I'm finna crash out. Pulling in the whip that's too fast, hey, you know I'm masked out. These little niggas hating cause you know I got that cash now. Cash flow is too big, you know, and damn well I'm on ass now. All these little niggas hating on me, I'ma spaz out. Pull up in a Wraith, you know this shit is way too fast now. I got niggas hating cause you know I got some cash now. I don't give a fuck cause bitch I'm back now. I see demons, all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiendin', got me fiendin'. I see demons, all inside my head, got me tweaking. Leave a nigga dead, leave him bleeding. Taking all these drugs, got me fiendin', got me fiendin'.
Bitch, I got it out the mud, that's what I'm stepping in. I be tweaking off the drugs, I just might wreck them.
Oh man. Okay, so hopefully everything is okay with Spaceman. Definitely, if he's not on, if he doesn't join in, I'll probably hear from him. And we'll reschedule the interview with Spaceman if he doesn't show up today. But last minute, you know, I thank my co-host, the big dog, the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only Aaron Karsh for coming on, bro. I hit him. I was like, hey, bro, I don't know. I ain't heard from Spaceman in the past 30 minutes, and he ain't on. So we just going to vibe out. Like, I'm definitely – you can hear me good, bro?
Yeah, you sound great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, bet. There's
no feedback, right?
Nah, I literally just, like, scarfed down my dinner.
Nah, man. But, nah, so the big thing that I wanted to talk about, man, was, like, just the great thing about having a team surrounding you. You know, like I said, we were going to interview Spaceman, and Spaceman is a part of Internet Money, right?
Right.
And what Internet Money did is they built a squad of, you know, Taz Taylor has one of the best business models that I've seen yet from the ground up as far as what they do. I don't know the specifics of the insides and all of that, so I'm not going to speak on that. But from the outside looking in, the model of business looks amazing, right?
No, it does, definitely.
So my question is, you know, from what you know about Internet Money and just from building a team, like what is your take on building a team, and why is that important as a producer?
I feel like you're only as strong as your team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be anywhere near successful if it wasn't for and I still don't think of myself as successful.
Right.
But if I didn't have my production partner, if I didn't have my management, if I didn't have just having good people around me,
yeah,
like it's super important.
Yeah.
You know,
what is like some of the things that what are some of the things that you feel like having a team does for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some specifics?
I don't have to like stress as much because I can more focus on the creating aspect versus like having to, like, I still have to, you know, meetings and like, you know, the business end of shit. But honestly, like, having a team makes me not have to I don't have to worry about that as much as I normally would.
Well, hold on, bro. Like, we sitting here going into like the concept of what we were going to talk about and all that. Who are you? Like, I know you, my co-host, and you know, you jump on when you can, but like I don't like we never really established who you are in the production world. So like tell the people like who you are. Well, yeah, just start with who you are. I'm about to just interview Aaron Karsh. This is an
figured that's
interview
what
with
this.
Aaron Karsh from the Dropouts.
I figured that's what this was going to be. I'm Aaron. I'm a music producer from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was not expected to be interviewed today. You wouldn't know any of like the artists that I've worked with, but I've worked with a lot of notable writers and producers.
Yeah.
And I've been surrounded by some really amazing people.
That's good. Yeah. So like it's Aaron and I have been like friends since college, and it's weird. It's really weird to say that we've been college friends. But this is one of those things where, you know, we talk about it a lot, be consistent and build relationships. And this is where one of those relationships come into play. And if I didn't have a relationship with Aaron, there would be no way that Aaron would be on this podcast right now. There would be no way that Aaron would have been able to jump on when he did, how he did. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about relationships. And it's not even about that, you know what I'm saying? It's not about anybody dropping a bar, anybody not showing up. It just shows you what a relationship can do for you. Aaron may not be the biggest name, you know what I'm saying? He may not have the biggest placements, or you may not know the artist, but this guy has notable work and he's quality, you know, and he has gems. He has gems that y'all are going to hear in this interview. So I'm actually super pumped. It was meant, you know what I'm saying? We talk about it all the time. Things are meant, things happen for a reason. And I believe that this was meant so that we can just chop it up, bro, and just really have some conversations. So, okay.
Yeah,
so how did you get started? I know most of this stuff, but you know, just for the people, let's get them started. How did you get into music?
So I'm a classically trained pianist.
Classically trained pianist.
Yeah. I studied for about 8-9 years when I was younger.
That's crazy.
Hated it.
Teach me how to play.
No. Did a switch to drums. I went to a performing arts high school for drums, got accepted into college for drums, did not go because college is expensive. Ended up at CCAC, which is where I met you. And then I went to Berkeley for
what is
music
CCAC
production.
For those who don't know, because this is
Community College of Allegheny County down in Pittsburgh.
Got you.
And then I went into Berkeley. I did their online program. And just like every other Berkeley student, I dropped out. I've interned at a studio. I can't say the name because I was an unofficial intern. But I interned. I paid my dues. Yeah, and I've been producing since like 13 years.
What made you get into like production though? Like, so you thought you were classically trained, like how'd you get into actually produce? Because you make some fire records and you're very versatile too. That's something that we're gonna talk about later on, but like,
yeah, I'd love to talk about that. So the reason I got started into production is because I was really always big on like improvisation.
Mm-hmm.
And I improv like a lot of like just stuff on the piano. And my dad's a musician, so he had Logic and GarageBand.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, and I didn't know this was production. I was just kind of like, well, if I can make my piano sound like anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't need a band. I can do this my dang self. Made a terrible beat in GarageBand, and I was like hardcore GarageBand for a while. I remade like Halo by Beyonce in GarageBand with like 32 tracks on like a 2007 MacBook Pro.
And those producers that are watching are like, dude, how?
I don't even know. I'm surprised it handled it. I made Drunken Love. What other song? Or not Drunken Love. What's that Carrie Hilson song with Kanye and Neo? You know what I'm talking about?
Not off the top of my head.
It's old, like obviously. Like
Carrie Hilson. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remade that one, and I remade like Whatever You Like by T.I. which is when I heard that song is when I got obsessed.
You
with
can
like
have whatever you like.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a banger, bro.
That was a banger, dude. And I that was the song that I was like obsessed with, like trying to find where the snare was, because that was like the first time I really like heard an 808 snare.
Right.
I was like, what is this? How do I find this?
Where do I find this?
Yeah, I found it in a GarageBand kit, but I had to like pitch it up. So I was like holding the pitch wheel and stuff and like trying to press the button so that it like registered. It was ghetto. And then I found Johnny Giuliano kits and I was like, okay.
And then it was all over.
Yeah. And then
JohnnyGiuliano.com.
The GOAT.
That was now. First of all, that was. Let me just say, and I know this is sidetracked a little bit. This is how we do. We just get sidetracked sometimes. But like, Johnny Giuliano had one of the smartest tags that I've heard to this day.
Johnny Giuliano in general was one of the smartest producers.
Like, he literally dropped where you can buy his beats at in his tag. He was one of the first people that I heard do that. It's like a package all in one. It's like, yo, who made this beat? Where do I go get it?
Yeah.
And how much is it? And the only thing he didn't leave in there is how much it was. But as soon as you type in JohnnyGiuliano.com, you're going to see the prices. That's one of the smartest things I've ever heard. I'm about to do. That's my new tag.
He was on top of SoundClick for a reason.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Him, Superstar O, Vibe.
Taz was up there too. Lo-Fi was up there, which we just interviewed Lo-Fi last week.
Shout out Lo-Fi.
Shout out Lo-Fi.
I didn't meet him, but he seemed like a cool dude. I still need to watch the interview.
It's okay.
Yeah, I've been preoccupied.
Preoccupations. I just made that word up. Preoccupations.
I don't know how I feel about it, to be real with you. Yeah, so then my dad had Logic.
So you started on GarageBand or Logic?
Both.
Okay.
That was like Logic 8. And then
yo, what Logic are we on right now?
10.
Okay.
And then I wanted my own computer, and I was like, I can't afford a Mac. So I got a crappy HP laptop from home. What's that? Office Depot for like $400. You used to work at Office Depot?
I used to work at Office Depot.
That don't make sense. But and then I got FL Studio Producer Edition. And that was back when they gave you $50 to get like the signature edition. If you bought the producer edition, it was like something special like that. So that's how I got the signature edition. And then free updates for life. And I hated it.
Wait, hold on. So are you telling me that you don't have FL Cracked?
No.
You didn't start with FL Cracked?
None of my DAWs were cracked.
That's I'm not gonna get on that.
That still holds true right now.
Which that also, yeah, never mind. Go ahead. Okay. FL Studio, because I could go on a whole tangent about that, because there's producers that talk about they don't use loops, but they have cracked software and cracked DAWs. Like, how do you say that I don't use loops, which is not your own stuff, but you are going to use a cracked software, which is not your own software? That's a whole conversation that I can go on a tangent about.
Oh, that would be a fun debate. Because I feel like you should support, well, in terms of a DAW, like I don't really care about plugins. Like, do what you gotta do, I guess. But I still buy them most of the time if I can. Whenever I don't, it's because like I get a session sent over and I need the plugin to open the session.
Right.
But like, your DAW is your bread and butter.
Yeah.
If you have a cracked version, you don't know if that thing's going to crash, and then you got to keep updating it, which is a pain to find the crack of the update. Just pay for it.
Yeah, that's it. And it's going to pay for itself.
That's if you're doing it seriously. Yeah.
Yep.
If you're not doing music seriously, then I kind of get it. Because you're like, yo, I'm just dicking around. But here's the thing too, bro. Like, if you don't pay for it,
Like, if you don't have the money to pay for it, there's so many other options out here where you can actually create music for free and get the money to actually buy the software that you need.
Studio One Prime is free.
Yep. Pro Tools First is free.
Reaper is free.
And hold on. Let's take one even further. The trial version of FL Studio is free.
Yeah, you just can't reopen it.
You just can't, but you have it for life. And you can't save projects, and you gotta bounce it up.
Presets.
But here's the cool thing about it. It's proven that you don't need to buy FL Studio, the big version, to make a hit. Look at Soulja Boy.
No, not at all.
Soulja Boy
made that on the demo.
Cranked that on the demo and made millions off of it. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
I think he did that with Donk too. Well, not he probably bought it by then, but he still...
but like now he had the money to buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
So just get the demo version of this stuff, make some dope tracks, and then continue to just build your arsenal.
Especially with FL, man, like they support their community so much.
Yeah.
And then they give you free updates for life. Like, you really gonna screw over a company that does all that for you?
Facts, man.
Shout out to man.
Real talk, man. Shout out to Image Line.
Shout out to Image Line. I don't use y'all all like that, but shout you like.
I use them everything. I use them every day.
Doing everything you do for the producer community, because like when I updated from because I use Ableton and Cubase sometimes.
Yeah,
Cubase more now, but I'm trying to go back to. I want to go back to Ableton because
I've been going back and forth from Ableton to FL.
Well, my update from Ableton 9 Suite to Ableton 10 Suite was $150.
Okay. Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
versus paying, I think it was like $50 to get the lifetime free updates back in the day for FL8.
Right.
Or 9, whatever number I was on.
No comment on that. But okay, so your dad had GarageBand and Logic.
Yeah, so I went to FL.
You went to FL. You hated FL.
You still do with it? No, I don't. I like FL. There's a little too much menu diving for me at this point, but I like FL.
Yeah.
I was on FL for a hot minute, and then I was also running like Pro Tools M powered.
Wow.
On that crappy HP laptop that somehow handled it. Like, I bought an M audio interface just to run Pro Tools.
Here's the thing though, those old computers used to have so much power in them.
I know. I have like a maxed out MacBook now, and my MacBook can't even handle like 4 serums right now, and I have no idea why.
That also is because the plugins nowadays have so much, like, that's the CPU of the plugins now are so heavy.
Yeah, and I've like low key stopped using synthesizer plugins in general. Like, I have a couple synthesizers, like hardware, and it's just I don't see my stuff. You know, I don't see it. I don't see my CPU super high. Like, I'm sitting in front of my. I have a bunch of Behringer crap because I can't afford a profit.
Yeah.
But I have my 6-voice polysynth here, and then my phone's being propped up by my Behringer Moog, whatever you want to call it, clone. And they sound so good. So tapping into that, how does now, like, so you were on FL, and then at some point you dove into Cubase and the rest of the DAWs that you now have knowledge in, because I know that you have knowledge in multiple DAWs because I have knowledge in multiple DAWs, and you taught me a lot that I know. Which big ups to you in that. Like, that's one thing I was talking about before we jumped on. Before you jumped on, was like, man, like, if we don't share the sauce with up and coming producers or just producers in general, then the sauce will be lost with us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if it just stops with me, then when I don't make music anymore, nobody else knows this secret that it may not be a secret just with me, but how many more people could know about this and grow the community and grow the business and grow the industry to be greater. Like, I think about you. If you wouldn't have never taught me and legit taught me everything I know, or pushed me to do everything I do, or even was like, hey bro, you should do this, or hey bro, this is how you do this, and show me little things, then I wouldn't even be sitting here on this platform
producing or creating what I've been creating for the community that I've been pouring into.
I appreciate that. And honestly, like if the one like a big piece of advice that I give every up and coming producer, even though I'm still up and coming, but like the biggest advice I give to like the people that are like not as far ahead as me is like learn every DAW. At least the big 3 or 4, like Ableton, FL, Logic.
Why is that important?
Pro Tools. Because when you are in a situation when you're collabing with someone, you don't have to open your computer. You pretty much don't have to open your computer at all. You guys can just work off of the same computer because you know the shortcuts. You know how to maneuver yourself around this environment. Also, in terms of Pro Tools, if you don't know Pro Tools and you're a producer, you gotta learn. Yeah, because I've been in studio sessions. A lot of artists don't know how to record themselves. And then we don't have an engineer. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Yeah,
that computer got Pro Tools on it. That computer don't got whatever. That doesn't got Studio One.
It doesn't have Studio One. It don't got Cubase, Logic. Yeah,
it got Pro Tools, and it's got Pro Tools 10.
Yeah,
like
Pro Tools 10 or higher, but 9 times out of 10, you're looking 10. At Pro Tools 10 because there's Pro Tools 10 is
there's a reason for that.
There's a reason that we will not speak on.
I've been in so many sessions in Pittsburgh. I've been in so many sessions in LA and Atlanta. Like I'm also the engineer.
Listen. Did y'all just hear him? Sauce just dropped. If I had one of those buttons that Sway got, ow, he just swagged on y'all. He just said he been in so many sessions in Pittsburgh, LA, Atlanta. Most of y'all ain't even been in sessions in your own city. He been in sessions in multiple cities. Okay? Stop playing with us. No, I'm messing with y'all.
Jesus. No, but literally the whole job of a producer is to pretty much see the song from start to finish. So if you need to be the engineer too, you need to be the engineer. If you need to like toss out lyrics, you need to toss out lyrics.
That's good.
I'm terrible at lyrics, but I'll try. Like
yeah. But that separate, and I think switching gears a little bit, I think that's what separates you from a lot of producers that are out right now. Like we talk about what separates us as producers. We talk about what separates us as creatives. And I think what separates you and a lot of people like us is that we are open to doing whatever it takes to make sure the record is a top quality record. So talk a little bit about just how you balance the different hats. Like you are producing, you're creating, you're a musician, you are you're sound designing, you're engineering, recording, mixing, mastering, you're also artist development, songwriting. So how like what does that look like for you, bro?
It's pretty much like whatever the session calls on is what you do. Luckily, my production partner Ryan we work seamlessly together. It's almost scary. Like we're like an extension of each other's brains in terms of how we work creatively. That's like good. we could each make a separate beat and it sounds like we both worked on it type.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like if he's on the keys, 9 times out of 10 I'm sound designing the sound that we're using. If like and then I'm like programming drums while he's still like trying to figure out the chord progression or something like that. Or like if he's doing the drums, I'm trying to figure out the keys, like it's just like in terms of that way. And then once we get the idea down, unless if the artist already has an idea, like it depends on the writer. Like I've worked with some amazing writers, like I'm trying to think of a couple.
Go ahead, drop the sauce. Drop the T.
Who have I worked with? There's a writer in Atlanta named Nassan Joseph. He's amazing, insane.
Hey, I heard one of those records.
Oh my God, that dude's insane. I've worked with Tiara Thomas. Like she's like the melodies that come out of that woman is like, oh my God, like it's so amazing. And
sauce.
And like, so it really depends on the writer because not all writers are like confident in terms of melodies. So if you need to go in and do melodies, I mean, crank up the auto tune, but like I've never met a producer who doesn't have a melody idea in their head when they're making a beat.
That's true. That's true.
So just don't be afraid to show it, but also know your place.
That's good. What,
Like,
expand on that.
So like, if I'm in a session, I'll give you an example. So the first time I was in LA, I was working with Tierra, and it was with my production partner, Ryan. Him and Tierra have been working for years, right? I'm not taking the lead on that session.
Right.
Ryan's taking the lead on that session.
Thanks.
I'm here as support. I am here as like the co-producer. But I know, because they have that rapport and they know how to they know how each other work. I'ma just bounce off of him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get in his way. And if anything, I'm gonna help. Like, if he's, like I said, if he's playing the piano, I'm probably recording it and like mixing it as we go, or I'm like sound designing, because I love sound designing.
So you've done a little bit of both, as far as like doing producing, like as a solo producer and as a co-producer in a production duo. Which one do you like better, and why?
Ooh.
I don't mean to get you in trouble if I do. You know what I do here.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
If I'm just producing, honestly, no matter what, I would rather be working with Ryan than by myself.
That's good.
But that's just because we're such a great team.
Right.
And then I really do. I like working by myself too, though. Just like, but I'm usually, that's just to like get my ideas started. I never like finish anything, if that makes any sense. So like I have like some of my ideas, and then I'll like send them to Ryan. Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Or something like that. Or like he'll send me like a loop or something, and then I'll produce around it, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or like we'll just start stockpiling loops to send out to other producers personally, so that they can start producing around it.
That's good.
Like I've sent scratch beats to like beats that are nowhere near done to writers.
Yeah.
Which some writers prefer, because like some writers don't want a fully fleshed out song because they feel like, what am I supposed to add to it?
Right. So what would you give like as just a season, because let's just call it what it is, bro. You're a seasoned producer. You're a seasoned musician, you're a seasoned creator. What would you give? What advice would you give to an up and coming beginning, first starting out? I just got my first $200 HP laptop. I bought the official version of FL Studio, producer edition. I just got Omnisphere, the legal version.
Congratulations.
And I just and I downloaded all of Producer Grind's free kits. What advice would you give me?
Start experimenting.
That's good.
Even if you make crap, like crap, one man's crap is another man's treasure. That's what I know. That's super cliche, but some of my least favorite beats are the ones that I've like seen released. You know? So like, and honestly, if your beats sound terrible now, they're not going to sound terrible if you keep pushing it.
Yeah.
And you keep trying yourself creatively. Also, don't be afraid to take a break, because I know a lot of producers will be like, I make 5 beats a day every day, and I'm not taking a shot at you. but like if you're not feeling inspired, take a breather.
No, that's like, I think that is probably the most important thing. Like I was just talking to my camp the other day. I was on FaceTime with my camp, and I'm not releasing my camp's name because we're doing a launch, and that's going to be a special, really good thing. But
yeah, for sure.
They're like the camp, like I was telling them, like I was like, hey y'all, like every time I see y'all at the computer. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I see you at the computer, and that's cool. I'm definitely one that's always at the computer. You know me, but I
Yeah,
think
every time.
within the last at least 3 months, especially with quarantine that happened and Corona, I've realized the importance to actually take that breather and take that break, because if I'm in the same place for too long, I'm going to now focus in and not have any difference or no variety to what I'm doing. It's just going to be just pumping it out like a robot. And I just don't think, I don't think the mechanics of this, I don't think the performance of this, I don't think this industry needs mechanics. I don't think this industry needs something that is robotic or just the same. I think we have to be different. And the only way we can get different is if we take ourselves out of the equation. If I'm always listening to NBA Youngboy, what do you think I'm going to make?
Exactly.
Like, if I'm always listening to, even if I'm always listening to some producer, if I'm always listening to at TNT, I'm always going to get TNT's type beats. If I'm always listening, and I'm just naming producers and people that we've had, but like if I'm always listening to these certain artists, then that's what I'm going to get. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, until you take a step back and don't even listen to anything, or listen to something completely different, listen to classical, listen to some worship music, listen to some pump rock or some pop or some country, and then bring it back to your genre and now blend the two. Now you make something super crazy. Like the other day, I made this this island pop record, and Aaron was like, yo, what the heck?
I feel like, and also people need to realize that if you don't make a beat in a day, which I understand people got deadlines, and I understand that people need to like upload a beat a day just to keep their buzz going. I get it.
But even with that, but before you finish, even with that, it's like, because a lot of those producers, myself included, we can make 10 to 20 beats a day if we're really rocking them out. Like the other day I made like 8 beats, and I felt like I could have made more. I just didn't because I wanted to pull back. And then the next day I made 8 more. So it's like we definitely can do it. And I think in that, if you're making 8 beats a day, you got your beats for the week.
But how many of those beats do you consider like different from each other? None of pushing you forward creatively.
None of them, which is why you make the. And I think for me, for people that, like you said, for deadlines and people that need to post a beat a day, like that's the key to posting a beat a day is consistency. Both consistency in the sound, consistency in the post, consistency in the numbers, right?
Exactly.
So if you're making 8 of the same beats, we're posting that's 8 days. Now you have 8 of the same beats. However, now you also have time in that week, whatever, to do in those 8 days. You can work on a different style of beat in the next 2 days. Take a break one day, but you're still consistent. So it's like, yeah, I get it, and it's the same. And I think this is where you were going with it. You get people need to hit those deadlines, but you still have time. You still got to make that room to create that space, create that difference.
And even if you're not making beats too, like just having a sound design session where you create like custom presets for your synthesizers, whether it's like tweaking from a preset or what, because I did that today. Like I haven't touched my computer in a week or 2. I don't remember, but
it might be like 2.
It's like a week. But I have a computer at a different studio, so yeah, I've still like made stuff.
Right.
But I sat in front of my hardware synth today and programmed the sound. That's still people. I feel like people who make beats, they're always like, if I don't make a beat, my day's not productive. And I'm like, no. If you're watching interviews about producers, if you're watching beat breakdowns, if you're sound designing, if you're stuff like that.
Cleaning your computer off.
Cleaning your studio in general.
Yeah.
That's still a productive day.
Yeah.
You're still doing something for your music. Learning an instrument too. Like I highly encourage learning instruments. Like even if you are like even if you're one of the producers who do use a lot of loops, which there's nothing wrong with loops. Who cares?
I don't care. I use loops all the time. But I can also make melodies from scratch as well. So it's like
melodies are like my thing, so like I don't usually use a lot of melody loops, but like I love percussion loops.
I know. I send you stuff all the time.
I love percussion loops. They're so much fun to mess with.
Hey, I know there's a couple producers out there that just do drums. If y'all got any drum loops or percussion loops, send them over to me or send them over to Aaron directly, and he'll definitely smash them, because he asks me all the time to send them, and I get tired because I don't really like making them alone.
I feel it. But yeah, just like there's so much stuff that can make you feel productive.
Yeah.
If you let yourself feel productive.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of where I'm just going with it.
That's
At least that's the kind of the stuff that I've been like, that's the headspace I've been in lately.
Yeah. So then
No,
to end off a little bit, where, like, last two things, where do you see you going? Like, you as yourself as a musician, but then also you as the Dropouts, because you're not, like, when you're out here and you're pushing, you're doing interviews and you're talking to people, or you're doing music in general, when people hear a record that Aaron Karsh did, they don't hear Aaron Karsh on the boards, or K Ron. If y'all know, you're a fan of Aaron, you know that's an old.
You gotta be a local person to hear that.
And if you know who Aye Jonez is, his tag all the way through all his projects and all his songs. But like, you're representing the brand of Dropouts, because that's what people hear, that's what people see, that's what you are. So, like, what is next for Dropouts? What's next for Aaron? What's next for the brand?
So I can't speak too much.
Right.
But we've been working. We have an artist that we've been working with pretty exclusively named Caitlin Velez.
She just dropped a dope record called FOMO, right?
Yeah, we produced that. We produce all of her music.
That's dope.
Pop music, and I think it's strong.
Yeah, I
really like the records. The numbers are going up, which has been great to watch. I think her biggest song right now is at like 92,000 streams, which is not bad. That's really good for like an indie artist,
right?
So yeah, we've been working with her a lot. Yeah, that's been the big thing. I have a couple people that I'm working with that I'm like, in terms of like artists and writers, that I've been working with a lot of writers, shopping records, just things like that.
Yeah.
Building up the catalog. Catalog's looking good.
So in talking, and this is the last thing, because I know we're running low on time. In talking about, let's just talk about Caitlin for a second, and just that whole process, and not even Caitlin in specific, but you said working with Caitlin and working with a few other artists. And I know, for me, knowing you personally, I know that these artists aren't super big artists. Talk about that process of, and you don't get me wrong, there are some artists that he's very humble, all right, and he can't speak on a lot, but there's some records that he got that I'm like, dude, this is a hit record. And you also got placements with some people that are not released yet, that probably we don't know if they'll ever get released, but super dope records, right? But
appreciate it.
Just the people that we're talking about, like, they're coming up from the ground up, and you're building with them. So talk about that relationship. A lot of producers, especially some of my counterparts that, educate the community, talk about building from the ground up with an artist. Talk about what that's like for you.
I think that's the most important part.
Yeah. Like,
you can chase placements all you want, but at the end of the day, if the artist camp isn't looking for producers, if they want to use their in-house producers, they're going to use their in-house producers,
right?
Which you can't blame them. So what do? You find an artist and become an in-house producer.
Yeah.
That's
good.
So like, and plus you're making music that you like genuinely like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how bored I would be making trap music all day trying to chase placements from that. Like, not that I love trap music and I love making trap music.
Fired.
That's not to anyone specific. I'm just saying in general, like, just doing the same mundane thing day in and day out. That's why I'm so big on experimentation.
Yeah.
Like, usually whenever I know like a person is making like, who makes like exclusively, like people who call themselves trap producers, I'm like, try to make something like that Bad Bunny would be on.
Right.
Because he still has trap influence, but he's doing Latin. He's Latin
if you
music.
Say that to me one more time.
Yeah, I know that was a shot. But like, you feel me though? Like,
no, absolutely.
Experiment, figure out what kind of music that. Just try to find the next wave.
Mm-hmm.
See what artist is like an artist that will build up with you. See that's part of the whole team thing that we were talking about in the first place.
Yep.
Like, I love the artists I work with now. Like, they're so good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so much happier when I have a session with them than when I'm chasing placements.
Yeah, that's good.
But I love chasing placements too. I'm not gonna lie. It's
no,
fun.
I mean that's it's the thrill. I think what it is. When we send records out that we believe that can have a certain artist on it, it's like, oh, this could be the one that breaks. It's the thrill of it. But
yeah, of course.
I agree with you. I mean, we've talked multiple times, and you guys will hear me talk more throughout the weeks of these podcasts about just the importance of growing with an artist or growing with a team in general. If you're an artist watching this or you're a producer watching this, like whoever you're connected with, it's important for y'all to grow together. Don't chase the name. You make the name. Like, that's probably the biggest thing that I can give anybody is don't chase the name, you make the name. And then once you make the name, the other names, the names that you're chasing will then come and chase you. Like,
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because as soon as if one of the songs blows up that you produce with your artist that is that's underground and they get signed,
yep.
Hopefully there's paperwork.
Right. Right.
But your name's attached to that song, which means that you have clout. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. Which means other artists and other A&Rs are going to be like, I could put him in this room with blank. Yeah. Maybe I'll get a record that will be a hit too. You know what I mean? So like, it's just everything snowballs from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're an unknown producer just sending out random things to A&Rs,
they're gonna look at it like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'll get to it.
They're gonna look at that and they'll be like, I'll check my 500 other emails that have the same thing in there.
Exactly.
So unless if you have a connection to them.
Man, this was actually super dope. Let the people know how they can connect.
I can't hear you. You cut out. What?
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
I said, this was super dope, man. Let the people know how they can connect with you, bro.
You can find me on Instagram at Aaron AARON Karsh KARSH_.
Super dope, man. We gonna when this is reposted, you guys will be hearing it. This is super dope, man. Check us out every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live on YouTube, Spotify, or YouTube. I keep saying Spotify. Make sure you go tap into the old podcast on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. I need to get an ad for Spotify so I can get paid. Check us out on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and Facebook. We are live. Everything is the Producer Spot, THA Producer Spot on Spotify and Apple Music. You can check out the re-recorded ones, and those will all be Producer Spot Podcast. It's been a pleasure. It's been a dope experience. Make sure y'all tap in next week. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be interviewing Gabe. I'm super pumped for this one. Gabe from Legion Beats, Mr. MIDI Money himself. He made one of the first producers to make $1 million off of selling beats online. And hopefully he'll drop some gems for us and really drop some sauce for real. They've been going crazy with the MIDI Money podcast. So if you're not tapped into that, make sure you tap into that, man. And we'll probably talk about that whole journey with them. I'm super excited for this because it's giving product to the community. Like, that's what this is all about. If we don't drop the sauce for you, then you never will get the sauce, or you'll never know how to get it. So I'm just glad that I get an opportunity to share, to be the vessel that this platform is produced from. And again, like, definitely super dope having Aaron Karsh, a super dope producer, but then also a really, really good friend, and just a brother at the end of the day. So we appreciate y'all. Remember to always stay positive. Remember to always count your eggs that's in your basket. Remember to always build your relationships, because you never know when your relationships are going to come in handy. But not even just for the sake of building relationships for something. Build your relationships because building relationships provides a community. And when you have a community, you have collaboration. And we know that collaboration thrives creativity. And remember to always create, because you're created by the creator. Love y'all. See y'all next week.